the Huron City School Board. Am I on? Yeah. Yes. Could you hear me? Can you hear it okay? Okay. And Mike, would you mind, Mr. Limberius, would you mind calling the roll?
Mrs. Henners?
Here.
Mr. Rager?
Here.
Mrs. Hartley?
Here. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you. Next item is approval of the regular meeting agenda for today.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Henners?
Yes.
Mr. Rager?
Yes.
Mrs. Hartley?
Yes. Next item is audience or community comments. We did not have any forms out this evening for folks to let us know, so certainly if anybody would like to make a community comment, the microphone's there. Just state your name. You do not need to give your address. Okay. Next, item number 4, we move on to the administrative reports.
All right, yeah, thank you. So we're going to start with building report. So we have Mr. Dowdy from McCormick here to kick us off.
you for making the trip to see us and for sharing that wonderful news.
The only other thing else that I have this evening is tomorrow evening.
Thanks, Mark. Congratulations, Leah. All right. Grant, you're up.
So it's been kind of, I don't want to say quiet, but it's kind of been slowing down getting ready for exams, at least at the high school. However, last week, the high school attended the Ohio Model United Nations meeting down in Columbus. I was grateful to be a part of that, and we did come home with actually a few awards, which was extremely cool to see from us. I thought everyone had a great time. I think there were 20, 25 of us. It was just a cool time to be able to bond with everybody and learn kind of how the debating goes, at least at that type of level. Today at the high school also, TLC made hot chocolate for every single student. So during our lunch period, or a lunch period during fifth period, students were able to go down into the North Point room, and they were open to take hot chocolate, which was awesome of TLC. I think they did that last year too, and it's just kind of cool to see, just kind of bringing the students together. And then obviously this week for the high school as well, exams are being hit hard for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then leading that into winter break.
Thank you. Dr. Tatman.
All right. Good evening. So I'll start with agenda items. Letter A is a CCP MOU with University of Cincinnati, and the board approves these CCP agreements as we have students enroll in various coursework. Predominantly, our students enroll in BG Firelands or Lorain County Community College, but in reality, they can enroll in any school in Ohio, and so we have a student or two that's enrolling in a course with Cincinnati. So that's on the agenda. Letter B is the indoor track meet. So for our students to participate in the indoor track competitions this winter, the board just has to approve it. The coaches volunteer their time, and there's no out-of-pocket cost for the district. Letter C is disposal of district equipment. So just equipment that we no longer need. They've been in storage for a long time, and it's time to move them along. So from here, they'll go to the auction site, and if they don't sell there, they'll either go to recycling or trash. Letter D is the purchase of a new 72-passenger school bus. And just a reminder, we're a member of the Ohio School Council, and so they set up the bid process for us. They do that for all the school districts. So we do have some choice as far as the brand and the style, the make. They all are school bus yellow, but we do have some choices there and additional safety features. So that's there for purchase. Tremco weatherproofing technology, that's an extension, a 1-year extension on the contract that we have. They monitor our the 4 roofs, the 3 of each building, and then the annex as well. If there's a leak, they come out within 48 hours to patch it, repair it, and then they also help us develop a long-term replacement plan. So we have that working for us. So that's a good preventative measure. And then F is a school bus charter service. So community groups or other schools, we will charter service for them. So that's just the board approving the service. Certified, we have just one item, and that's for compensation for our retired nurse who comes back and does first aid and CPR training. So this one was with bus drivers. She also has helped with preschool and with some coaching, and then also in the classroom too at the high school level. Classified, we have a resignation for retirement with Kathy McGraw. We have 3 new substitutes coming on board. We have the executive assistant to the superintendent replacement for Luann's exit here, and then some unpaid leave for an employee. And then supplementals. So these supplementals are all new supplementals. This is working through that MOU process that we worked through in the summer. So staff were invited to submit again proposals of creating student enrichment experiences. And so we have 4 here. There's Lego Club, that's at Woodlands, Lunch Reward Facilitator here at McCormick, Gardening Club here at McCormick, and then also Middle School Model UN. So like our high school UN just went, there's still an opportunity here in the early part of 2026 for the middle school Model UN, so we're going to participate in that. So those are all new supplementals designed to enrich experiences and opportunities for kids. So I'm excited for those, pending board approval. Any questions about agenda items? Okay. Not on the agenda, I just want to talk about 2 Fridays ago, I was invited to be a panelist by Serving Our Seniors. And so they had a discussion about property taxes and how schools benefit from property taxes or use that for funding of our operations. There were 2 other superintendents on the panel, and then there were representatives from the county and state level. So the Erie County Treasurer, Erie County Auditor, and then Representative DJ Swearinger were there. So really we got to share more information about what we do with property tax and different factors that go into that collection and everything from our various perspectives. And I also took the opportunity to listen to attendees when they shared their perspectives, their concerns, their positives, negatives. So it's really a good exchange of information, perspective sharing, and just helped inform. There was a lot of discussion about the piggyback, like Mike already talked about, and how that impacts each individual district, each individual municipality a little bit differently. So we're working through that impact as we go. Any questions about the Serving Our Seniors program? Okay. The other is I just want to touch on student engagement activities. So with the Superintendent Student Council or Student Advisory Group at the high school, we are continuing the work of redesigning that Tiger Union. The furniture that the students picked out has been ordered, and the supplier has said that mid to late January it should be delivered. So we're hoping for soon after winter break it'll be delivered and the kids can start benefiting from that. The other is in November we did that parent listening session, focused really on how to create positive experiences for kids with peer interactions. And one of the big ones that came out of that was redesigning the structure and processes of middle school lunch. So those are underway. Students have been given the choice to pick their assigned seat, so they've done that. And Mark, I've visited the cafeteria a couple times, and Mark would agree. I think the cafeteria noise level is manageable. Kids are staying in their seat more, and also with them knowing where their seat is, there isn't the race to the seat at the start of lunch. So staff are reminding kids, hey, go to the restroom now before you come in. So we're not having kids wander the hall during that 25-minute period. They're really just having that opportunity to be with their peers, eat a healthy lunch, and then with this supplemental for the lunch reward facilitator, that'll be another enrichment as we come back from winter break. So looking forward to that. Any questions about student engagement? Okay. The next one is last week I attended the Huron City Council meeting. There was a motion and the City Council passed that SRO service MOU. So that is now passed by both entities, the schools and the city. It was a good collaborative effort between the schools and the police department. I just want to thank Chief Graham and his staff for their leadership on that, their openness and willingness. It really started as we were doing a legal review on our end and the new SRO was coming back from SRO training. We both came to the epiphany that we have that shared cost agreement, but we really need a service agreement describing what's happening and what's not happening and things like that. So that's good to have in place. Also this year, just as a reminder, we have that new yearbook photography advisor. And before she was recommended for that supplemental, it's Chris Shirley, a member on staff. She was given a set of expectations as far as how to conduct business with the photography, what you do with the data, information, the photographs, how to take quality pictures, expectations, things like that. Not specific, but like expectations of what we're looking for as far as cameo shots, group shots, a variety of pictures and whatnot. So that's in place and that's rolling. I've seen her at different school events, Friday night football, basketball, and different extracurriculars, as well as the performing arts as well. So that's rolling. And then just a reminder to the board as well that each month, the first Sunday night of the month, I send out a reminder about professional code of conduct, expectations, digesting that, helping them understand that. The Ohio Office of Professional Conduct has those ABC conduct tip sheets, so I'm including those in all of those literatures. And I would say informally, my informal assessment is that based on the communication feedback loop that I'm getting from staff, people are reading those, people are reflecting on those and improving their practice. And I say that because I've had staff come to me and say, hey, I've been faced with this situation and I think we need to talk about it. So one example was we had Huron Tiger Band. We had some members perform with the Ohio State Band at Sandusky High School, and the newspaper took a picture of the kids, and then they asked the band director, hey, who are these kids, right? So he was like, am I allowed to tell them or not? So we looked over some of those guidance documents. We did look at the directory information to make sure those parents did not opt their kids out. And when we saw that that was all good, telling someone their name, you're allowed to do that. So, and again, the picture was taken at a public venue in a public setting. It wasn't in a practice room or like behind stage or things like that. So, so I'm getting those questions, which tells me that staff are listening and paying attention, and they want to do what's right and best for kids. So, so that's rewarding. And then last week, Northpoint puts on a lot of professional development. So one that they put on last week, the title of it was Leading with Hope. And so in that program, they defined hope as, one way you could define hope is that it's a future brighter than the past. And so as I look at the different activities and tasks and work that all of the district staff have done here this fall and into the winter, I have a lot of hope as we're rolling into 2026 that we're heading in the right direction. Staff have a deeper understanding of that professional code of conduct, those expectations through board policy, and it's really for the betterment of the students and the culture and the community of Huron City Schools. So I just wanted to pass that on. Any questions about all that? All right, good. And then last is, because this is our last meeting of 2025, we have some board members rolling off. And so on behalf of the district, Mike and I got just a small little gift for Dr. LaFay, and we just want to thank her for her service.
Thank you very much.
You can open it now or later. Yep.
It feels very superficial without Jody here because she really carries a bigger weight than me.
Yeah.
Or longer term.
But I just want to thank Beth for your service to the board, service to the school district, your leadership, and your steadfast as we work through different challenges. But I would say the same or more for Jody, because she was on longer, but she's absent. So,
I would too.
but yeah, that's it for my report. Unless there's any questions.
I love that you met with the seniors and made an effort there. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
No, thank you all for the administrative reports. See if James, I just wanted to note in the retirement, Kathy McGraw's 36 years of service to the district,
That's correct,
which is
yep.
really remarkable.
Yep.
I know she was always the face and the familiar voice on the phone calling Shawnee and then at Woodlands. So just a thank you to her for her years of service.
Yes. Yep.
And certainly yes to Beth for your 4 years of service and to Jody for her 10 years of service too. We're a richer board for being able to serve alongside you both. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, any other questions regarding any of the administrative reports? And it's super exciting to hear the furniture because that was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah,
It was like, are
yep.
these guys put in the work? Are they going to get to see it this year, especially for seniors before they take off? So that's really wonderful. Okay, absent any other discussion or questions, looking for a motion to approve consent agenda items, sections 5 through 7.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Rager,
Yes.
Mrs. Henners,
Yes.
Dr. LaFay,
Yes.
Mrs. Hartley.
Yes. Thank you. Next item, board discussion action items. Under item 9A is policy first reading. We have a couple items there.
Yeah, so this first reading, so no action expected tonight, but there are 37 different policies listed on this agenda item. OSBA, who is our policy provider, they are shifting platforms in 2026, so sometime around February, we'll be shifting platforms. It won't be noticed on the public user end as far as within board docs, but on the admin side, we'll have more features and things like that. But in the webinar that presented that, they said, yeah, there's 37 this quarter. I'm like, yeah, that's a lot. They said that's roughly 10% of all policy because there's roughly 400 total policies. So 400, 10%. So there's a lot. Realistically, though, they are all due to legislative changes that have happened at the state level. So looking those over with the policy committee and with Ms. Hinner's input, if we had policy that had some customization, we made sure that customization didn't violate the new legislature, and then we kept the customization. So really, it is legislative changes that are driving all 37 of these policy changes, and if any had Huron customization, that maintained unless legislation said we couldn't. So I don't know if there's any discussion about that, but yeah.
I think we had a heads up, but it still feels like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So.
Okay, no questions there. The next agenda item is B9B, the 2026 organizational meeting.
Yep, so for this one, just typically, we're required to have a president pro temp to help kick off the organizational meeting. And then at that organizational meeting, the board will discuss and decide who will serve as president for the 26 calendar year. And then also attached on there are the tentative dates of the meetings. Typically Monday, 6 o'clock. Typically the third Monday, unless there's a holiday or like a no school day. So that's true in February, and in March we have like a staff parent-teacher comp day. So those two got pushed an extra week. But anyways, no real action needed on the schedule. That'll happen at the organizational meeting in January. But really just discussion and identifying a president pro temp, which actually might have to be, I'm just thinking out loud, it might have to be Chris because he's the only one that's sitting, like you two are returning.
Yeah,
and we have two
won't
new
be
ones.
sworn in yet.
Right, so Chris.
Congratulations. Welcome to the party.
So.
And just we verified with the two new board members coming on that January 5th works for them for the organizational organizational meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Reading body
Perfect.
language. Yeah. We're
Okay,
good.
wonderful.
So, all right.
Congratulations again.
Do we need to formally take action? Just, I mean, even though by default he'll be the only one that's actually a board member at that meeting? Okay. I move Chris Rager be appointed President Pro Tem at the January 5th organizational meeting.
I second that.
Mrs. Hartley,
Yes.
Dr. LeVay,
Yes.
Mrs. Henners,
Yes.
Mr. Rager.
Yes.
Okay. And do we have any new business? Wow. Okay. For regular business, this is an extraordinarily quick meeting. Executive session. I understand we do need to go into executive session. This is for the, let's see, personnel for the consideration of, I'd say, employment, investigation of charges or complaints against an employee, official, or student. Can I have a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Mrs. Henners,
Yes.
Mr. Rager.
Yes.
Dr. LeVay,
Yes.
Mrs. Hartley.
Yes. And do we expect action afterwards? Yes. We'll come back. We may have action afterwards. And for anyone who does not wish to stay, the next meeting then will be on January 5th at 6 o'clock. All right. Adjourn into executive session. statement from the board.
Thank you. Earlier this year, Huron City School Board of Education engaged a firm called Venice Solutions Group to independently investigate multiple complaints made to the district about certain employee interactions with students. Venice delivered its final report to the board this past weekend. The report, with legally required redactions, will be posted on the district's website by the end of the week. We thank everyone who raised concerns and cooperated with the investigation. Student safety is this board's top priority. We are committed to a culture where concerns involving student safety are reported without fear of retaliation, and where the community trusts that those concerns are taken seriously, investigated thoroughly, and addressed appropriately. The board acted on the evidence available. In some instances, alleged victims could not be identified, denied allegations, or declined to participate. In some instances, former employees refused to cooperate. In some cases, individuals fully cooperated, and we thank them for it. Administrators will take all appropriate action based on the evidence, and if new information emerges, we will reevaluate. For now, this investigation is closed. Student safety through training, communication, and consistent enforcement of professional standards and policies.
So we'll hand the statement over to Mike to be entered as record as part of this meeting in the district. I believe we'll enter the final report also with the record from this meeting, as well as planning to post it somewhere on our main website, because our board docs, where all of our meeting materials are kept, as a separate platform.
Yeah,
So that will be kept there in archive, but we'll also post it at least for a time period on our
Yes.
website.
Yeah, so once we have the redacted version, hoping by the end of this week, we'll put it in board docs under the executive session content, accessible for public, but we'll also put it on the website for a period of time, so it's easy to find.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. This concludes. No other business, nothing else? All right. We stand adjourned. Oh, yes. Oh, would you like a motion to adjourn?
I'll move. Yeah.
Aw.
Dr. LaFay,
Yes.
Mr. Rager,
Yes.
Mrs. Henners,
Yes.
Mrs. Hartley.
Yes. Thank you. We're adjourned. Next meeting is January